What's next? What next? I don't have much more to talk about, right? Oh, yeah, this is, by the way, one of those other segments where the game is once again like, look how pretty I am, right? Like, you come out here, you look at this awesome lake with the sun, trees, and everything. You know, that is normally something you take in naturally after you have climbed a tall neck. But since this tall neck came out to this view, it's a moment where the game is like, look at me. I'm the beauty now. But yeah, what's next? I really should have fought more shell walkers. I feel like. Oh, reusage of old machines. Or more specific, old versus new machines. Because one of the first things that irritated me is how wiggly and agile those burrowers were that we fought. You know, the replacement introduction enemy to the Watcher. And then later the Watchers got reintroduced in quite a neat way. They were just there, so neat is probably the wrong descriptor, but to suddenly find them again in the field was really nice. You know, they cashed in big nostalgia points when they did that. Also, this scene basically, you know, describes what I want to talk about, because this is the first time, or one of the first times, I encounter elite machines, and I'm freaking dipping. You know, I'm not geared for this shit. I'm out of here. And we have the old threat of the Revenger, where I know he will blast my ass, and then I see this big guy with a big chunking, maw. Like, I'm not in this. I'm out of here. But yeah, the new machines are way more wiggly and agile. Have a lot of small, rapid movement to tease out that nervousness, that fear from endangerment, because this small, rapid movement makes it unpredictable. And if you are uncertain because of a thing, that has a base level of fear you will always have. So yeah. That is what I really disliked about the new stuff. Oh yeah, I took a long time looking at these, reading those. Uh, Bro, when I fought the Rock Breaker again, though, they reworked them a little bit, even in the attack pattern and everything. Like, the new Rock Breakers are fucking amazing. Like, they are so impressive. Like, I don't even have the brain right now. See that? How far back this metal flower is, and I get the algorithm to override them so late. So late. So that the loot and equipment I get that is behind that it's bruh, it's bad. Just bad. Quality assurance. This game looks pretty. It fights pretty. All of its animations are freaking spot on. You know, the motion tracking they had for everything is so awesome. You know? But what is not awesome is when they ran out of money and didn't playtest enough the game. You know, this all comes back to the walking I had at the start, that it sometimes, you know, you just run in circuits for no reason. Or the targeting for melee doesn't work proper, doesn't get even close to the right direction. That I sometimes, when I charge up the heavy attack, jump only a small bit, even so I wanna go a long way. Sometimes I go a lot. No, that never happened where I went a long way and wanted only a short way. But what really grinded my gear is, of course, you know, when machines get stuck on the environment. And like I said, the environment is not crafted for the machine AI. And then I had 2 times towards the end where textures were glitching. Like, I'm not counting when I go into the menu, to the skill system. Like, that shit was constantly glitching. An absolute epilepsy blinking. I really dislike that. So that's why I looked at that stuff off stream instead of on stream. Yeah. I had some robots walk into stones, rocks, and use them as protective cover as they are inside of rocks. But I couldn't point you. Did I even record it? I recorded almost everything. Even when I was off stream, I recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube. But I wasn't talking in those because I was just grinding. So. And these ones that I am playing right now on stream, those are specific bits where I know I had something to talk about. Like, I even named the folder for reviews, you know? So I had those to fall back on. I probably have stuff that is scuffed towards the end of them. Because, you know, stuff you cannot really predict. Certain stuff you cannot really predict. Phew. This is unnecessary development time here. You can color your armor. I think they didn't go far enough with this. Like, only 2 dice for 1 armor? Come on. And then here you have 4. Like, there could even be a side quest thing queued to that to unlock certain colors. But if you have something like this, have like 6 or 8 variants. You know? Per armor. And then you have like this is like one of the few times where I really think where the gay propaganda and stuff goes too far, you know? But this is so minuscule, minor, whatever. Like, literally doesn't matter. This only matters the longer you look at it, and you only look at it in a certain spectrum, aka when you go to the dyer and change the dye of your armor. So it really, really freaking doesn't matter. Why am I talking to myself? Feels freaking bad. The speedrun, what I just said, like the color stuff only matters as long as you look at it. Even so, these pink color schemes are way too gay. Like they only matter in that menu screen. So if you don't look at it, it doesn't matter. Way too minor. Then I just started talking about that. Here I took a few moments to disable DLSS because I saw some problems with rendering. Stuff looked more blurry, and I didn't mean like how the background is blurry right now. That is an effect, so you focus on the characters. No, I mean like some textures look low res and bad. So I disabled DLSS because I suspected some sort of dynamic rendering inside of DLSS. But it turns out, no, stuff just looks like shit sometimes. Yeah. On that note, so, one thing that was really surprising, and I might get sidetracked here a little bit, is frame generation. As you know, I'm a very big fan of NVIDIA. I have only always have NVIDIA graphics card in my life. So now with the 4000 series, they have AI cores in the graphics card that look in between frames and can generate frames outside of the game's existence, generating way more frames for the game than there actually are. When I had frame generation disabled, I was running at 72 frames constantly. I had my frames capped at 90 all the time. And like I said, 72 was the average. Sometimes it would dip low to 58. So it was really a constant frame rate and no real frame rate issues. While I had DLSS disabled, the game performed similar. It was a little bit more wonky up and down. It went as below 50s at some point, but it would also have higher end frames for some reason. But then I saw a YouTube video and suddenly I remembered, hey, frame generation is a thing. So I looked up, how do I enable it? Turns out you have to enable it in your Windows, your operating system. And then I looked up how to do that, restarted my PC, played constant 90 frames the entire time. No stuttering, no interfering. And here is the most interesting thing at all. My GPU in general, my graphics card, was working less. Even so, it produced more frames. So I'm wondering, it's this conspiracy snow here, with this tinfoil hat on. If you lock your frames to 90 like I do, is it possible that the graphics card says like, I only need to produce the half of the frames, 45. And then I generate the other 45. That what my brain thinks would make the most sense. And that way, the load on my graphics card was drastically reduced. Like before, I even said it 1 or 2 times on stream, that I would get irritated when my graphics card is about 70-80% load. It would get hot, and and the fans would spool up and have this sound, which I normally don't strongly hear because I have noise cancelling headset on, so it's not that big of a problem. But I would still have this sound underlying in the background, and it would slowly irritate my hearing and my concentration instead of being oppressive. And once I had frame generation on, I didn't spike higher than 60% load. So my graphics card was cool and effortlessly performed on 90 frames the entire time. And I don't know why or how this tech works. This is fascinating. This is really fucking amazing. Because this was the live test. Like, I thought that when I buy this card, AI frame generation is automatically enabled, and I would possibly not even get the chance to disable it and have a live comparison. That was one of my worries. And then I found out, hey, that is not even the case. There's an extra step of agreements you even have to do. And yeah, there it is. Frame generation actually drastically reduces the load on your GPU. Which then in returns helps out ray tracing. But I have to play a ray tracing game. Like, sure, this game has ray tracing elements for shadows, but it doesn't have actual ray tracing for all of its lights. Yeah, but that is maybe I boot up some Dying Light at some point, because I still think Dying Light 2 has the best ray tracing that is out there right now. So yeah, maybe a short peek at that at some point.